Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to create an entire multi-channel outbound campaign from one single prompt using both Claude Code and Lemlist. For those of you who don't know what Lemlist is about, they scaled past $50 million in annual recurring revenue by building the best AI outbound platform to help you sequence your campaigns. The goal of this video is really to get deep into how much of the manual work that was previously required from you to create a campaign is completely obsolete today, especially with something very special that Lemlist have released very recently. They shared a library of 38 skills across 6 categories to help us people in go-to-market sales find list of leads, enrich them, qualify them, build the right sequences, the right copywriting frameworks. But there is one thing that missed in this library that I think is very valuable, and I've built it for free, and each of you are going to get access to it. It's an orchestrator skill. So it's a skill, a capability you give to Claude Code that can help you orchestrate everything, build a campaign, call the right skills at the right moment, and have an intelligent logic behind how to make sure that everything works in the best possible way. So let's get straight into testing this. The first thing you will have to do is to connect Lemlist MCP and your API key in Claude Code. It's very simple. You just have to go on your desktop app, go on connectors, then on customize. Then here you need to add a custom connector. You give it a name. So here we can say Lemlist 2.0. Then you get back right here in this page. The link is in the description of this video, obviously. And you just have to copy paste the URL that you have right here. You add it. Here, in my case, it already exists. I already have it here, so there is no need for it. Then, once you will download the orchestrator Lemlist skill that I built for you, it's going to ask for your Lemlist API key that you can add to a .inv file. That's a safe folder where you can store your API keys locally, so Claude Code gets them from there without you having to copy-paste it directly in the chat. Now, let's actually build our campaign together. I've already prepared a prompt, but we can do it with whatever we want. So in our case here, the goal I want to test is to create a campaign targeting head of sales in 50 to 200 SaaS companies operating in the UK, in Germany, and in France, in the SaaS industry, selling to enterprise. So here I have multiple conditions that we can directly use to build a prompt. So I'm going to do a voice note, sending it to Claude Code for it to build it. I want us to build a multi-channel outreach campaign targeting head of sales in SaaS companies between 50 to 200 employees in the geographies of France, the UK, and Germany. I also want these SaaS companies we target to be building product for enterprise companies. We're going to build the multi-channel outreach campaign, so LinkedIn, email, and eventually a phone call using Lemlist. So make sure that you use the Lemlist orchestrator skill inside of Go-to-Market OS, which is Yelp. I have my prompt here, very straightforward. I have all the context I need. I can dub some additional information eventually here, such as what type of copywriting I want, what am I trying to sell to these guys. So in our case here with enterprise level, let's say that we want to help them build more efficient sales motion to decrease their deal cycle. The hypothesis I want to test in the copywriting with them is to try to sell them an audit, showing them how they can optimize their sales processes to decrease the deal cycle length selling to enterprise companies. This is additional context that I'm using, so you can feel free to have whatever you want based on what you sell. Then always, guys, put yourself in plan mode to make sure you can double check the information that Claude Code is going to work on. So this is what work should look like. You should be able to give a direction, prompt, an existing system that is already optimized based on the environments you gave it access. So you give access to different tools, different APIs, different context files, and it should be independent in executing where intelligence is not needed, where it's just manual work. In our case here, intelligence comes from the type of campaign that we want to create, the direction we want to take, the type of copywriting we want to use, the products we're trying to sell, and how to connect all the dots together. That's very important, guys, and I want to make sure that you have this in mind when you will start playing with this solution. This is nowhere near the famous AI SGR dream, lie, whatever you want to call it. This is smart orchestration, efficient orchestration of sales motion using AI where it's valuable and human input where it's intelligently needed to make sure you get to the point where you are spending time where you can move the needle. Clicking on buttons on a UI is not intelligent, it's just orchestration. Here, we don't need this anymore, so that's what this video is about. Now we can just wait a bit for Claude Code to build the plan, and I'm going to be back with you in a few minutes. Taking you back in, as we can see here, what this skill did is read my context, read the files it has access to, and it's asking me additional questions. So the first one is, how many leads should we cap the run at? For the sake of the experiment, I just want 20 leads. Then the cadence shape of the actual campaign. Here what it's telling me is giving me propositions of sequences. I'm going to take the recommended one right here. LinkedIn invite, email, LinkedIn DM, email, and a call. 5 touches. That makes a lot of sense to me. Then enrichment. So phone numbers and personal emails aren't free. What enrichment poster do you want? In our case here, I'm going with a Lemlist find email plus find phone and add lead that they have, but I'm also going to be using as a fallback, which is always what we do, full enrich, because they have a waterfall enrichment that's, as of today, the most powerful one in the whole market. So I start by building the list and letting Lemlist provide me with those, and then I use full enrich as an addition on top of it for more verification. Then here, the orchestrator has an optional go-to-market action tinker auto-apply that drops saturated filters and tighten leaky keywords automatically based on the critic pass. Enable it. Yes, I can enable this one to make sure that my list is highly qualified. And then I just have to submit my answers. Then again, I can do whatever other thing I want. You can be working on another task. You can really take the time to brainstorm on which angles you want to take with this campaign based on the copy that you will have as a proposition. It's up to you, but the whole idea is we have time to spend on where value is created and not where we are draining our energy by clicking like nonsense on UIs where this doesn't really provide any value. I'm gonna get back to you right now when the plan is set up. Here, as you can see, I have the plan that's completely set up and ready for me. So Lemlist, multi-channel campaign, head of sales, B2B SaaS, France, UK, Germany, selling to enterprise. I have here the context about the campaign. It's already decided which skills to select, which one to use, decision locked in the conversation, the lead cap, the cadence, the enrichment, the go-to-market tinker auto-apply that's going to be used. Then here it's getting deeper into how it's going to perform that. So I'm not going to read everything because it's quite dense, but this is amazing because it can give you, the first time you're going to do that, the ability to refine the plan direction, how skills are going to be used, to make sure that you embed your own orchestration intelligence in your version of this whole skill and workflow. So now everything seems clean to me. I'm just gonna give it the go for it to start. I auto accept and I can exit plan mode to go into bypass permission just for it to don't need my go every time there is a run that needs to be done. So again, I'm gonna be right back with you the moment we have the campaign that's ready, or if I see that something is relevant that I want to show it to you again. Yeah, so this is very interesting. What it does just after the plan is it creates an actual to-do with stages and an explanation of what these stages are about. So here it's going to verify the Lemlist MCP sending capacity and the credits I have on the platform. Then it's going to structure the ICP persona, pains, value prop, offer, competitors, triggers. Then here it's going to fetch the filter registry to make sure that it knows which value to use to build the list. Then it's going to create the list. Then it's going to create a per lead outbound angle for LinkedIn. And then here it's going to design the whole copy for us. Finally, it's going to create a JSON and push that JSON for approval on Lemlist. So if I get back to here, I purposefully deleted all the campaigns that were visible on my account so that you can see that it's going to be created live. I don't have any campaigns right now here, but just after the final step, we're going to get a complete campaign ready for manual verification before launching the campaign. Taking you back in just to give you an update, as of right now, we are 5 minutes later. It found the leads, it found their emails, we have the list that is logged in. So what it's going to do is perform the actual campaign writing to make sure that the copy makes sense based on the direction that we have given earlier. So once this is done, getting you back again. Getting you back in again, we are at the final stage. So here, what it's gonna share is the exact leads, the company, their title, the name, the geography, and all the other information I need about the sequence to make sure I verify and give the approval before it can send it as a draft to Lemlist UI for my visual verification. So again, if I get you back here, we still don't have the campaign created. Now I'm gonna give it the go, so you can add the campaign to Lemlist as a draft. And it's gonna take maybe 2-3 minutes to push all the components that were saved as a JSON here on my computer. So there is a file that was created that has all the configuration needed for my verification before it pushes that to Lemlist UI. But now that I gave the go, it's gonna take 2 minutes to do it, and we're gonna have it right now visible in a few seconds on this UI. Very interesting here. What it did is not push the campaign, but break it down into multiple steps. So create the campaign, which is created now on my UI. Then it's gonna attach a sender. Then it's going to add 5 sequence steps, add the 20 leads, and validate the campaign. As of right now, it's still at step 1 of campaign creation, which should visible, yes, right now here, created 37 seconds ago with France, UK, Germany, head of sales, enterprise deal. And now it's going to add me as a sender plus create the actual campaign, add the copywriting inside, add the 20 leads on a separate UI that's right here, contacts and people database. And then it's gonna finalize the whole thing by telling me that I can go on the UI and do the final verification before launching everything, which I'm gonna keep you with me until we are there. Taking you back in again, if I go now into my campaign right here, I can see that I have my campaign that's created. I'm the sender, I have the invitation here, then I have the email 2 days later, then I have the LinkedIn message that is being sent, another email, and finally a call that I can run with a power dialer whenever I want. Guys, this is exactly the example I want you to bear and understand about current AI capacity to not just blindly automate things, but support you in the execution of work, which is where the value lies, because hyper-automation to get an outcome won't necessarily work, but co-pilot with you, helping you save time and work on where it makes the most sense is definitely gonna be valuable for you. So now that you know this, you can download the open source skill. You can create a free account on Lemlist with their free trial. You can try this end-to-end workflow and see by yourself how much time you're going to get back, especially if you can operate multiple agents workflow simultaneously. Obviously, it did take me a bit of time to give feedback, but that time won't necessarily be wasted if you are running multiple actions, multiple workflows in the same time where your input is needed. Really see it as you doing orchestration for multiple agents to pre-prepare work on your behalf. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, like it, comment, ask questions. I will be dropping dozens more use cases in the weeks to come, so make sure you follow the journey. Cheers.